Welcome Millhouse family. I'm going to take you through this week's meal. This week we are doing an arugula salad with dates and blue cheese, toasted almonds, roasted red onions, and a balsamic vinaigrette. And then we are doing seared polenta, and it will have a braised chicken and tomato stew with some ground Parmesan. Let's get started. To get started for our salad, we have our arugula dressing, we've got our chopped dates, blue cheese, and our almonds. We will grab our bowl and we will add our arugula to it. If you got any arugula pieces in there that don't look great, just go ahead and pull them out. And then we are going to just mix everything in today. Blue cheese, dates, nice and chewy, a little sweet. And then our creamy balsamic dressing. I'm going to use a glove, but you can also just use your hand or you can use some tongs. Okay. We will grab our bowl. Kind of nestle it in there. Those last bits over the top. Okay, and last but not least, we will add our roasted red onions. So these are nice and charred. We're gonna add some of these just around the edge. Beautiful color. These will add some nice richness, some depth. And here we have our arugula salad with roasted red onions, dates, blue cheese, toasted almonds, and a creamy balsamic dressing. For the polenta, I've got a larger nonstick pan heating up over medium to medium-high heat. You could also use a cast iron pan if you'd like. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this. Just shimmy that around. It will be warm enough when it starts to look like kind of window on a windshield, or sorry, rain on a windshield streaking. Tells you that it's the right temperature. So we're going to get these polentas out and ready. And the polenta is going to have, you'll notice it's got a really smooth side and maybe a little bit of a rougher side. We want to start out on the smooth side in terms of what we're going to cook. So we're just going to move that oil around and we're going to gently put that in and just move it a little bit so it doesn't stick. Those are good. So they're not sticking, which is great. I'm going to turn the heat down just a touch. These are probably going to take upwards of 10 minutes. We want this, it's a really thick piece of polenta. We want to make sure they get nice and golden on the outside, but we also want to make sure that they're warm in the middle. So that's going to take some heat control. So we're going to keep these on about a medium heat. We'll come back and check on them in a few minutes. This polenta has been cooking for about 5 minutes. We're getting some signs on the side. I'm starting to see these brown, which tells me it's time to flip. That looks great. So one thing is, some of the oil is going to evaporate while we're cooking. And if there's not enough oil in the pan, the heat of the pan can't make contact with the polenta. So if the oil is starting to evaporate, it's okay to add just a little more oil for the second round. Give them a little shake, make sure they're not sticking. We're gonna let those go for another 5 minutes. We'll come back and check on them. Okay, our polenta's been cooking for about 10 minutes now, 5 on each side. We can take a look and see, got great color there. I'm gonna give them just a flip so that that top side warms up while we do the plating. In the meantime, we can heat up our braised chicken, tomato stew. You can do it in the microwave or on the stove. And we'll go ahead and get these plated up. Okay, polenta is looking great. We've got our chicken tomato stew that looks nice and toasty. We'll go ahead and grab our plate. All right. I'll actually flip those so we can see those nice crispy tops. All right, polenta looks awesome. And then this tomato stew is nice and hearty. I'm gonna go right over the top here. That looks good. All right, there's extra tomato and chicken stew that people can add. And then we are going to add the ground Parmesan. You can add a little more at the table as well. And here we have our seared polenta with tomato chicken stew and ground Parmesan.